Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 27th of September 2024, the year of 1 million transactions per second or more. Experience the best of both worlds today at betbitcoinsv.com, the best casino and sports betting on chain. Have a little flutter in private using the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Right, let's see what the show has got in store for us today. We've got this article by BSV Blockchain saying global ledger partners with BSV Association to bring full support and coverage with AML solutions and integrations for the BSV blockchain. Then we got this article by Craig Wright himself saying understanding exponential growth S-curve growth and the reality of BTC. I mean, this is fascinating because there weren't actually many people that was describing this S-curve. I think I might have been one of the first people to actually do it in the Farmers Food Supply and Money video. And then when CSW kind of like realised what I was saying, he's like, yeah, this is what it's going to be like. And here we are. So yeah, awesome. He's also got this post here, which we'll read through. Got this epic tweet here from Alex Flavel. You know, putting himself out there, risking it a little bit. He's even said, I'm not suicidal if I die soon. The prime suspect will be the guys connected to the video. Woof, you know, let's go through that. Post here, again, it was CSW that retweeted this about Gary Gensler affirms Bitcoin is not a security, but he's talking about the Bitcoin protocol, not the SegWit protocol. Little bit of Bitcoin history, and then we'll go through the figures and see what is going on. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
Here we are then. Right, so global ledger partners with a BSV association to bring full support and coverage with AML, that's anti-money laundering, solutions and integration of the BSV blockchain. Let's see what this is about. So 25th of September, 2 days ago. New partnership strengthens compliance and security for BSV projects and ventures. Geneva, Switzerland's 25th of September. BSV Association and Global Ledger. We've got a link here to find out what they are. Global Ledger. Scheduled demo. Cutting edge blockchain visualization technology and crypto AML risk scoring solutions. Government law enforcement, blockchain startups, financial institutions. The hell is that? Oh, the Ukrainian thing. And what's this? UN Odd. Good grief. Global coalition to fight financial crime and all that. Alright, interesting. So, are pleased to announce a collaboration to bring full support and AML solutions for the BSV network and community. As a new service provider of BSV, Global Ledger will provide the tools and on-chain analytics to ensure the security and compliant growth of BSV blockchain projects and ventures. The collaboration focuses on enhancing blockchain security, compliance, and project growth for the BSV ecosystem. This partnership is a significant step forward, enhancing not only compliance and security, but also the growth of projects within the BSV blockchain ecosystem. The collaboration aims to deliver full support and AML solutions fully tailored to the needs of the BSV blockchain, providing BSV projects with the tools they need to meet regulatory standards, mitigating risks, and promote development. Global Ledger will introduce the first ever AML solution that fully covers the BSV blockchain. It includes Global Ledger Vision visualization tool for unlimited tracing, finding hidden connections between addresses and detecting mixing patterns. Global Ledger monitoring of real-time transaction monitoring to detect and mitigate risks related to money laundering, fraud, and other illicit activities. Entity Explorer with comprehensive information about entities, including ownership details, licenses, services, jurisdictional limitations, and more. Risk assessment tools for identifying potential threats within the BSV blockchain ecosystem. Counterparty risk reports to help BSV projects assess their exposure to risky entities and reduce potential threats. Both companies are registered in Switzerland and pioneering regulatory power in Europe. This gives each global organization the advocate for the growth and adoption of BSV blockchain. Global Ledger's goal aligns with the association's missions to create a secure and compliant blockchain environment that fosters innovation while complying with regulatory standards. Global Ledger is proud to deliver the full support and AML solutions that provide full coverage of the BSV blockchain. Our counterparty risk reports will help BSV projects assess and mitigate exposure to risky entities, ensuring compliance at every step. That's from Lex Fisson, the CEO of Global Ledger, said. Lex Fisson will be speaking at the European Blockchain Convention in Barcelona on September 25th to 26th. He will deliver a keynote on terrorism financing, the role of crypto and DeFi, participate in a panel discussion entitled CBDCs, the elephant in the room. Both organisations are Swiss registered, allowing us to work within one of the most respected regulatory frameworks in the world, following the high standards FEMA set. Global Ledger's expertise in compliance will be invaluable in helping BSV projects meet regulatory requirements. That's from Martin Coxall, BSV Association's Growth Director, stated. Global Ledger's tool will help BSV projects navigate licensing obligations and regulatory requirements, exchange listing, and implement security measures that promote long-term growth and development. The collaboration also implies the further enhancement of the security protocols for digital asset recovery. About Global Ledger offers blockchain forensic services to aid governmental organizations, financial institutions, fintech companies, and crypto startups in meeting AML compliance requirements for crypto transactions. The BSV Association is a global organization based in Switzerland. It is focused on enhancing adoption and development of BSV blockchain. The association oversees the creation of the tech standards and helps governments, businesses, developers, and users learn how to build a worldwide blockchain ecosystem. Well, yeah, I mean, how come I'm not part of that? Well, like, no one knows what the protocol is of Bitcoin. But anyway, glad to see they're progressing there. Let's see this article by CSW. So he said, understanding exponential growth, S-curve growth, and the reality of BTC. Understanding exponential growth, S-curve growth, and reality of BTC, a comprehensive analysis. When it comes to understanding patterns of growth in various systems, two models often arise in discussion. The exponential curve and the S-curve, also known as the logic curve. These two patterns represent fundamentally different ways in which values can increase over time, and they are crucial in fields ranging from biology to economics, technology, and most importantly, the case of Bitcoin BTC, that's Gregcoin. The overestimation of exponential growth, particularly in Gregcoin's price, needs to be examined under a more realistic lens. Many proponents of Gregcoin mistakenly believe that its price can keep increasing indefinitely. This belief is rooted in an assumption that BTC will follow an exponential trajectory of growth, where price rises without any inherent limitations. However, as with most systems in nature, economics, and technology, Gregcoin will likely follow an S-curve pattern of growth, ultimately hitting constraints that cause a slowdown and eventual plateau. Understanding this distinction is critical for any serious investor or analyst. So we've got exponential growth, the illusion of infinite price increases. At its core, exponential growth is characterized by the idea that the rate of growth is not fixed in terms of its units, but is proportional to the current value. In similar terms, the more you have, the faster it grows. This results in a doubling effect over consistent intervals, meaning the quantity or price doesn't just increase, it multiplies rapidly. In the case of BTC, many enthusiasts assume that its value will keep doubling indefinitely, pointing to its earlier exponential price rise as evidence. Mathematical representation of exponential growth, all right, where P is the value or price at time t, PO is the initial value at time t equals O. Yeah. This equation shows that the time progress, the value grows at the rate proportional to its current amount. Each increment of time results in a larger increase than the previous one. In practical terms, in this type of growth in BTC's price would mean that the price keeps doubling and the graph would become steeper over time, climbing almost vertically as the months and years pass. Yeah, it's not going to work that way. This equation shows that as time progresses, the value grows at a rate proportional to its current amount. Each increment of time results in a larger increase than the previous one. In practical terms, this type of growth in BTC would mean that the price keeps doubling and that the graph would become steeper over time, climbing almost vertically as the months and years pass. Many people look at the initial exponential rise of BTC's price and the extrapolate that it will continue indefinitely. For example, when BTC first skyrocketed from a few cents to hundreds, then thousands of dollars, it created the impression that the price would go on rising forever. In reality, the assumption that BTC will grow exponentially without ever facing any limits is fundamentally flawed. Yep. Yeah, I mean, this only really needs to be explained to, you know, grid coiners who don't really have a clue what's going on. So I'm not going to read all of it, but we'll see. So the three phases of S-curve growth in a grid coin. The S-curve can be divided into three distinct phases, which can also be observed in BTC. Initial phase, slow growth. BTC, like many other technologies and assets, started with a long period of relatively slow growth from 2009 to 2011. Gridcoin's price remained low and only a small number of people were aware of its existence. Exponential phase, rapid growth. Between 2013 and 2017, BTC entered its exponential phase. The price surged from hundreds of thousands and its market value grew exponentially. This was the time when BTC became a household name. It seemed as though the growth was unstoppable. Plateau phase, deaccelerating growth. In the coming years, BTC will likely enter a plateau phase. External factors such as regulatory scrutiny, market saturation, and declining speculative interest will begin to slow the price increase. Just like any logic growth model, BTC will hit its carrying capacity, a point beyond which the price cannot rise as rapidly, and eventually it will level off. Yep, that is very true. Absolutely agree with that. Totally. I'll see what John Pitt says about it. It says, while all this makes sense, it doesn't account for the fact that the unregulated exchanges on which BTC trades are far bigger than the regulated exchanges it trades. Therefore, BTC can and is rigged to be the price the largest exchange operators want it to be, high or low. Well, I mean, they can only pump it with Tether. And again, you've got Tether that pumps it, but the moment you pump it, the traders just simply take the value out. You know, that's because that's what they've encouraged people to do. Traders be trading, dirty traders. Investors put value in, traders take value out, like parasites. But there are no investors in BTC. It's pretty much all Tether, just pumping it because it doesn't do anything. So and there's only so much Tether they can actually print before people are just like, all right, because you can't transact BTC in anything. So eventually people are just like, well, look, I've made enough now, I'm just going to cash out. Don't need it. And then you're just relying on more schmucks coming in, buying it, well, Tether to keep pumping it. But there's no use case there. Nobody is using it. And eventually it won't matter how much Tether pump it because the block fee won't support the miners because it's just not going to be there. You know, it gets kind of half till it goes to zero. So what is it? The largest Ponzi scheme that the world has ever seen? You know, no. It's actually an economic model, and yeah, we'll follow the S-curve. Craig has also said here, all right, let's cut the crap, end sarcasm mode. Time to be real for a second. All this nonsense, all this digital noise is like watching a bunch of people argue over who gets the biggest slice of the nothing pie. Yeah, that's true. You want to talk about decentralization, leaks, transparency, ? Fine, but it's all a farce. Just people jostling for relevance, for a hit of that sweet validation from the digital masses who couldn't care less 5 minutes later. That's true, yeah, because they're all traders. They've got no allegiance to anything. Now me, ? He said, I'm done with it. I've had enough of this parade of self-righteous indignation and empty words for today. You can keep bickering over your made-up rules, your fantasies of changing the world on one tweet at a time. Meanwhile, I'll be out on my boat with a bottle in hand, letting the waves take me somewhere far from this endless carousel of half-truths and online ego trips. You all want to chase ghosts? Feel free. Me, I'm going to chase the horizon for a while. Loving that. He is off exploring the world. Well, you know, bon voyage, but I would say take care. I'm glad to see that he's enjoying himself. Now check this out. This is an epic tweet from Alex Farvel, who said here, who owns AnonymousSpeech.com? Disclaimers. This is a speculation based on public info. He said, I'm not suicidal, and if I do die soon, the prime suspect will be connected to the guy I name in this video, and they most likely use crypto to pay for it. Alright, well, let's not put the idea, you know, in their minds, because we know this lot are a bunch of psychos, but let's have a listen to what he says here. Check it out.
If you own crypto, you probably know that Bitcoin.org was registered by AnonymousSpeech.com. What you probably don't know is who owned AnonymousSpeech.com before they closed down. They closed down in 2021 with this message: Craig Stevie Wright is not Satoshi, misspelled so it doesn't show up in search results.
Yeah, it also could be misspelled so that they're not liable for naming him.
2014, Business Insider investigated this. April 1st, actually. Was it an April Fool?
What did the Swiss software developer have to do with the launch of Bitcoin?
Michael Weber was the person they named. This is his other photo and information about it. That name comes from the payment page of AnonymousSpeech.com. Bank Weber does not exist. Mike Weber is the account of Credit Suisse. Weber actually translates as weaver, much like someone might weave a tale or a story. Just like Satoshi, he used GMX. He started his career probably around the mid-90s, used his own services to get that Mike Weber fake ID, and he looks like a pilot, doesn't he? And that's basically all the information we have. But using criminal profiling, we can probably figure out what they might be doing now. They probably still use that first name, since in witness protection, you always want the person to respond to their first name, so you keep the first name. Remember, this guy might be Satoshi. This is the criteria based on all the information we've talked about so far.
So the criteria is Central Europe, that's anonymous speech message, connected to crypto, if in crypto, entered between 2010 and 2014, technical skills from at least in 1996, likely a business owner, amateur pilot, put on a bit of weight as he's aged, may have long hair or shaved or facial hair.
This guy's aging, so he's most likely shaved his head as he's balding as opposed to having long hair. Too young, too old, just doesn't look like him. We could either go through every single CEO that's bald, or we could be cleverer. He was in privacy tech, protecting criminals' privacy, and now he's in privacy tech, where criminals are. If this person's a business owner in crypto, they may have got investment looking at the top crypto investor, data analytics, or privacy. The website's pretty awesome, but this kind of error seems a bit off, doesn't it? They work with law enforcement and monitoring for banks. So who's the owner? Well, his name's Michael, and he kind of has the same smile.
Yes, so
Yeah, he does actually.
I was born in a small city in Denmark, Scandinavia, called when I was probably 14 or so, maybe before 12, 14. The first microcomputers came out, so Commodore 64 was one of my things, so I started coding. I had another dream about becoming a pilot, so I was flying a glider.
Oh, there we go. He's becoming a pilot. So obviously he'll be chuffed with that. So he'll be taking pictures of himself like we've just seen, his younger self being a pilot. Wow, that's massive.
Just some of their customers.
The crypto space and doing many things right here. I would say there's CC from Binance, who clearly has a lot of interesting views and definitely move fast and interesting there. Sam Friedman is also interesting there.
Also in jail. The CEO of an $8 billion data company selling services to government, law enforcement, and banks to try and catch criminals, used to protect criminals with a site called AnonymousSpeech.com. Do not hitman me, Michael. If you own...
That is awesome research there, Alex. Well done. Crypto sleuth. Loving that. Loving that. Anonymous speech, but not anonymous persona anymore. That was epic. Absolutely. Loving that. Loving that. CSW also retweeted this. He said, Justin Gary Gensler affirms Bitcoin is not a security. Bitcoin, my predecessor and I have said that's not a security. You now have a way to buy into that through ETF. Oh, through ETFs. Look, he's encouraging ETF. That is absolutely scandalous. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't. Buying an ETF is not buying Bitcoin. You cannot spend Bitcoin if you buy an ETF. Honestly, it's just a way for these companies to buy up more Bitcoin and try and legitimize their possession of it. Oh yeah, but we're to fund. We're holding other people's money. We're buying it for them. But you have to sell a share in the fund. You can't sell it for Bitcoin. So it's just a way of preventing it from getting out into the economy. Just don't use it. Store of value, digital gold, all that crap. Yeah, we know what's going on. Check this out, a little bit of Bitcoin history. So on the 27th of September 2017, Cardano was initially released. And check this, that this is absolutely hilarious. Charles Hossin was co-founder of it. And the only company that can mine Cardano is in Hong Kong. It has a single centralized miner. It's literally an absolute piece of garbage. It is totally centrally controlled. So if it only has one centralized miner, the miner can basically keep all the Cardano for itself. Honestly, it is just such a scam. It's such a scam. Look at that cheesy grin on his face. He knows what he's done, but he's just puts glasses on and people think, he must be a computer scientist. He works for a university. He must be really intelligent. No, he's an absolute scammer. An absolute scam. And he knows it. That's why he's smiling there from ear to ear. You know, and he looks a lot older than he actually really is. You know, he's quite young, but it's just like, well, you don't actually look it. Right, let's have a look at these figures then. So, look at that. We've had a spike in the price of Bitcoin. $53 now. Hash rate, yeah, down. Networks, well, you know, whatever. Transactions are down. But look at the block size. And there are not even anything to write home about, really. You know, we're used to seeing sort of like, you know, gigabyte blocks and all that. Let's have a look through this there. Hash rate, yeah, we know about that. So proof of work should all be on Bitcoin. It's 82,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Gregcoin, but you're mining Bitcoin at a 38% comparable loss to Gregcoin. But it shows you the competition for Bitcoin. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network, massive. Bitcoin smashing it. Transactions by network, just down a bit. Transactions per block, much of a muchness. Fees USD, subcent fees there on Bitcoin. Fees Satoshis right down there, even on the log curve. Block reward ratio, we'll keep an eye on that. Accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network, that's the only chart you really need to see. This is what's going to happen in the future. As Satoshi Nakamoto said, it is strictly necessary that the longest chain is always considered the most valid one, and that's the one with the most proof of work on it. Absolutely massive. It would take BTC 1,000 years to catch up with Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the politics then. Global hash rate 7 days, global hash rate 24 hours. Gregcoin hash rate, other miners with 2% on there. Bcrash, other miners 54. Yeah, you know, Fisher Price Cash, who cares? And Bitcoin, again, you can't really tell a lot on CoinDance. Well, let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that. We got 61,700 views. Oh, 61,800 views now on my SGN interview. Neil Oliver has now got still keeps going up, 161,359 views where he mentions Bitcoin. They've changed this around. What is all this? What is all this? It looks like they've got Bollinger Bands on there now. Right, might have to compare that on Orange Gateway then instead. See what's going on here. Bitcoin versus USD just heading up slightly, but more interested in this one. We've got a green candle there. Come on, they're just trending up there nicely. They'll be wanting to print tether on that, no doubt. Let's have a quick look, see what's going on. Market cap. Oh yeah, it's going up just a little bit, Let's have a look at the overall then. So, $2.3 trillion. $2.3 trillion. Can you believe it? Trade volume 2.5%. Overall market cap almost 1.3 trillion. Just trending up there slightly. But let's have a look at Bitcoin. See where we are. Come on. There's number 71. Oof. Outperforming Gregcoin. They won't be wanting that. Oh, look at that. It's had a spike in the price there. Very good, very good. Currently 1.1 million asks versus 1.3 million bids. So the overall volume, the overall 24-hour trade volume is 19 million. 19 million. That's not much at all. It represents 1.8% of the overall market cap. Interesting to see the price going up. Again, matches the price in the top left hand of the screen in Prev. Very good. Right, that is a 23-minute show. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed these updates, please ding your donations for your appreciation to either Satoshi@Sembi.com, Handcash.io, Simply.cash, Relasia.com, Rockwallet.me or Senti.ch. We'll leave you there. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.